My aunt stood up during my wedding reception toast and announced my mother had been married before my father, and none of us had known. Her name is Aunt Colette, and she has been storing that information like a weapon for years, waiting for an audience worthy of it. My wedding reception with 112 guests, a live band, and a 6-tier cake behind me was apparently the audience she had been waiting for. The room went the particular kind of quiet where you can hear the ice in people's glasses. My mom's face did not crumble the way Colette probably wanted. She had too much dignity for that. She sat very still and looked at Colette with an expression I recognized from childhood, the one she wore when she had made a decision and was simply waiting for circumstances to catch up. Later that night, after the dancing and the cake and all the hugging goodbye, my mom told me everything. The first marriage lasted 14 months. He had been 23. The man was someone she had met in another city, someone who turned out to be a different person in private than he appeared in public. She had left quietly and rebuilt her life in a new place, which is where she met my dad. She had kept it private not out of shame, but out of the simple desire to leave something behind that deserved to be left. What my mom didn't know was that I had spent some time before the wedding researching Colette. Not because I suspected anything, just because she had a pattern of small cruelties that I had been observing for years, and I was curious where they came from. My best friend Renata, who is a researcher by profession, had helped me pull some public records one afternoon when we were supposed to be addressing envelopes and got distracted. Colette had a sealed civil matter from 11 years ago involving a former business partner and a disputed financial arrangement. Nothing criminal, nothing explosive, but it was the kind of thing a person would very much prefer not to have announced at a family event in front of 112 people. I called Colette the week after the honeymoon. I didn't bring up the toast. I asked how she was, how the drive home had been. Then I mentioned that Renata and I had come across some interesting public records recently, and that I had always found it curious how much family history could be uncovered with a little patience. It was a very long pause. I told her I had no intention of sharing what I had found with anyone, that I believed everyone deserved the privacy of their own past, and that I hoped she might reflect on that belief as it applied to others as well. He said she understood. He has not said anything inappropriate at a family event since. Colette now brings a side dish to every holiday and compliments my mother's cooking in a slightly too enthusiastic way that everyone pretends not to notice. My mom accepts the compliments with complete grace, which is exactly the kind of person she has always been. My first marriage, for the record, is going extremely well. My husband knew my mom's history before the wedding. I had told him myself, the way you tell someone something that isn't a secret but also isn't a headline. He said it sounded like she was a brave person. He was right.